there are names that become synonymous with an entire era, and one of them is Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, a genius who helped create heavy metal, doom metal, and stoner rock, a man who stared death in the face dozens of times and lived to tell the tale. This is the incredible story of the great and terrible Ozzy. Please like, subscribe, and let's start. On July 22nd, 2025, the rock world stood still. On that day, John Michael Osborne passed away. To legions of fans, to generations of rebels and dreamers, to the entire history of heavy music, he was and always will be Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness, the godfather of heavy metal, the great and terrible Oz. His passing wasn't sudden, but it was no less devastating. In his final years, he fought bravely, against the consequences of a life lived at the very edge of human limits, against Parkinson's disease, against the injuries from his many falls. And yet, to the very end, the familiar little demons still danced in his eyes, and that iconic mad grin flashed across his face like a mocking laugh in the face of death, the same death that had stalked him for decades. His farewell concert, in his hometown of Birmingham, just weeks before his death, was not just a final performance, it was a triumphant requiem, a love letter to the stage and to the music that had been his life. On July 5, 2025, he did what few still believed was possible. He came home. At Villa Park Stadium, in his native Birmingham, he gave his final concert. Tens of thousands gathered to see their hero one last time. He stepped on stage, frail and visibly aged, leaning on a cane. For most of the show, he sat on a Gothic throne, a seat that felt both ironic and majestic. But when the first chords of Crazy Train rang out and he raised the mic to his lips, a miracle happened. That high, sorrowful, instantly recognizable voice that had soundtracked entire generations. The little demons danced in his eyes once more. Mama, I'm coming home. Mr. Crowley, and Suicide Solution. During the Black Sabbath set, the classics roared: War Pigs, Iron Man, Paranoid, and Black Sabbath. This wasn't just a concert, it was a farewell. An act of love for the music and the fans who stood by him until the very end. A glorious send-off. Amazing bands performed that day. Old friends, touching photos, and millions of fans around the world mourned together. The rock world was united and in awe. And then, just weeks later, on July 22, 2025, the world was shaken by heartbreaking news. John Michael Osborne's heart had stopped. He passed away peacefully in his sleep, surrounded by his loving family. A legend was gone. An era has ended. Farewell, Ozzy Osbourne. Thank you for your tremendous contribution to global music. Thanks for your outstanding music and lyrics. Your voice was one of a kind. Your music is eternal. Goodbye, Ozzy, and thank you for everything.